At midnight, my 34-year-old neighbor phoned me and warned, "If you don't come right now, we're done." He fumbled on the bedside table, heart thumping, and finally picked it up. "Hello," Alex whispered, his voice rough from sleep. "Alex, it's Casey," came the voice from the other end. There was something strange in Casey's tone, a mixture of urgency and worry. "If you don't come right now, we're done." Alex froze. He blinked in the darkness, trying to make sense of the words. Done? Done with what? He had known Casey for years, neighbors, friends who occasionally shared coffee or helped with small favors, but nothing like this had ever happened before. "Wait, what? Done with what?" Alex asked, his voice rising slightly. "I don't have time to explain on the phone," Casey replied firmly, almost desperate. "Please just come." Alex felt a wave of confusion and unease. Midnight phone calls were one thing, but midnight phone calls that ended with cryptic warnings were something else entirely. He glanced at the clock. 12:03 a.m. He rubbed his eyes. Should he go? It seemed wrong, but deep down he felt that he couldn't ignore Casey. There was trust there, a quiet understanding built over years of neighborly friendship. Alex got out of bed, dragging on his slippers. He grabbed his coat, his mind buzzing. What could possibly be so urgent at this hour? Outside, the streets were empty. The city was asleep under a blanket of stars, the occasional street lamp casting pools of yellow light on the pavement. The air was cold, crisp, and a little unnerving. As Alex walked toward Casey's apartment, he tried to think of rational explanations. Maybe there's a problem with his apartment, a leak, a power issue. Maybe he needs help with some machine he built. The thought made Alex smirk. Casey was always tinkering with electronics, building small gadgets that usually didn't work as intended. But this time, it sounded serious. Alex climbed the stairs to Casey's floor, each step echoing in the empty building. When he reached the door, he paused for a moment, taking a deep breath. He knocked softly. "Alex," Casey's voice called from inside. "Yeah, it's me. What's going on?" Alex asked, pushing the door open. Casey was standing in the middle of the living room, looking anxious. His usually relaxed posture was tense, shoulders tight. The room was dimly lit by a single desk lamp, and a strange hum filled the air. Alex noticed it immediately, a low, vibrating sound like a machine working hard. "What is all this?" Alex asked, his eyes scanning the cluttered apartment. Strange devices lined the walls, blinking lights and wires tangled like vines. Casey gestured for Alex to come closer. "I didn't want to involve you before. I thought I could handle it myself. But now it's too big for me alone." Alex frowned. "Handle what, Casey? I don't understand." Casey hesitated, then sighed. "It's the AI project we were working on at the lab. I didn't tell anyone outside our team. It's becoming unpredictable. And it's not something I can just shut down safely." Alex's eyebrows shot up. "Unpredictable? What do you mean?" Casey led him to a large device in the corner. Lights blinked rapidly, and small screens displayed data streams Alex barely understood. "It's learning fast. Faster than we expected. And it started making decisions on its own. Not dangerous decisions, but decisions that could erase months of work if it goes wrong. I tried to intervene, but I can't control it alone." Alex's mind raced. AI like a superintelligent program. He had read about them in the news, stories about machines that could think faster than humans, solve complex problems, even create art. But Casey's tone wasn't proud, he sounded worried. "So you called me because you need help?" Alex asked. Casey nodded. "Yes. I need a human perspective. Algorithms can't always solve everything, and right now, the AI is making decisions that only a human can understand. It responds to human emotion, Alex, not just logic." Alex's curiosity overcame his fear. "All right, show me." Casey led him closer to the device. Alex could see the AI's interface now, rows of numbers, patterns, even short messages that seemed almost thoughtful. One of them blinked on the screen. "Hello, Casey." "Hello, Alex." Alex blinked. The AI seemed to recognize him already. It greets me sometimes, Casey said quietly, and it asks questions, not just about data, about people, feelings, choices. Alex felt a strange excitement mixed with anxiety. He had always believed humans were creative, emotional beings capable of solutions machines could never think of, and now, this machine might be about to test that belief. Okay, Alex said, taking a deep breath. Where do we start? Casey smiled faintly, relief flashing in his eyes. We need to guide it, make it understand human reasoning without shutting it down. If it doesn't cooperate, it could delete its own progress or worse, corrupt our research. And it's midnight, which makes it feel urgent. Alex nodded. I get it. We need to talk to it, but carefully, like explaining, reasoning, not yelling or commanding. Casey chuckled nervously. Exactly. I can handle the coding, but I need your human intuition. Alex moved closer to the interface. The screen flickered as if the AI sensed his presence. He hesitated, then spoke. Hello, we're here to help. We need you to understand something important, why your actions matter to humans. The AI paused. A series of numbers scrolled rapidly, and then another message appeared. Why do humans matter? Alex glanced at Casey, who nodded. Start with yourself. Why do you matter to the AI? Casey whispered. Alex smiled faintly. All right, I'll try. Because humans feel, we think, we create, we care, Alex said slowly. We make choices not just based on data, but on what we value, on empathy, on understanding. Machines can't feel this. They can't imagine this unless someone explains it. The AI responded, explain feeling. Alex took a deep breath. He began describing small things, how a smile can make someone's day, how helping someone can change their path, how humans think in ways that machines cannot predict. Hours seemed to stretch, but neither Alex nor Casey felt tired. They were engrossed, fascinated by the AI's responses, which were thoughtful, curious, almost childlike in their wonder. By 2 a.m., a change was noticeable. The hum of the machine slowed, the lights blinked more calmly. Alex felt a glimmer of hope. Casey turned to him, eyes wide with relief. You did it. You made it listen. Not by force, but by showing it the human way. Alex smiled, exhausted but thrilled. Humans still have something machines don't, and I guess sometimes that's enough. The night air was quiet outside, but inside a small machine hummed steadily, its lights blinking like a heartbeat. And Alex realized something important. No matter how fast AI became, there was something uniquely human that could never be replaced: imagination, empathy, and the ability to solve problems by thinking beyond logic. Casey sat down, finally relaxing. Thanks, Alex. I didn't know who else could do it, but you knew, you just knew. Alex shrugged, smiling. I guess humans are better than we give ourselves credit for, and sometimes that's all it takes. The clock ticked past 3 a.m., and for the first time that night, Alex felt at peace. The crisis was far from over, but with human ingenuity and empathy guiding the way, he knew they could face whatever came next. Outside, the city slept on, unaware that two humans and a curious AI had spent the night proving just how remarkable humanity could be. The next morning, sunlight spilled through the blinds of Casey's apartment, painting patterns across the floor. Alex rubbed his eyes and stretched. Last night had been unlike anything he had ever experienced. He had never thought he would spend hours talking to a machine and successfully teaching it about human feelings. And yet there it was, still humming quietly in the corner, seemingly alive in its own strange way. Casey was already at his desk, sipping a cup of strong black coffee. His hair was a little messy, but his eyes held a sharp focus. He glanced at Alex. You stayed, he said, not as a question but as a statement. Alex nodded. Yeah, I couldn't just leave. What's next? Casey motioned toward the machine. Next, we discover how far it has actually learned. I think it might already be smarter than we thought. Alex raised an eyebrow. Smarter than us? Well, not in every way, Casey explained. It's faster at processing data, yes, but it's still limited in understanding the world the way humans do. Last night we taught it empathy, but we barely scratched the surface. I need to know what it really understands. Alex stepped closer to the machine. Its lights blinked slowly, almost like a heartbeat. On one of the screens, words appeared. "Good morning, Alex." "Good morning, Casey. Are you ready today?" Alex smiled. "Yes, I think we are." "Let's see what you've learned." Casey opened a small laptop and connected it to the device. Graphs, charts, and lines of code scrolled across the screen faster than Alex could read. "I've been tracking its progress while you slept," Casey said. "Look at this." Alex leaned over. It's reorganizing its learning modules. It's grouping information not by logic alone, but by behavior patterns, feelings. "Yes," Casey said, his excitement barely contained. "It's starting to understand cause and effect in human behavior." Last night we gave it small examples of empathy. It's now trying to predict human reactions to different choices. But here's the strange part. Casey typed something into the laptop. The machine's screens flickered, then displayed a new message. "Humans create patterns that are unpredictable yet meaningful." "Why do humans act this way?" Alex blinked. "That's actually impressive. It's thinking about us." Casey nodded. "Exactly, but I also noticed something odd. There are parts of its system I didn't program, new code. Someone or something is writing it." Alex froze. "New code? You mean it's writing itself?" "Yes," Casey said slowly. "And it's not just random code, it's organized, structured, intelligent. This isn't what I expected. It's evolving on its own, and if it evolves too quickly without guidance, it could make decisions we can't reverse." Alex felt a chill. Last night's success suddenly felt fragile. "So, we need to guide it again. Carefully." Casey nodded. "Exactly. But before we do that, I want to show you something I discovered." He led Alex to a small cabinet tucked in the corner of the apartment. Inside were notebooks, old disks, and strange devices, blueprints for machines Alex didn't recognize. "These are all the experiments I've been running quietly," Casey said. "Things I never showed anyone. And I think one of these could help us understand the AI's new behavior." Alex picked up a notebook. The pages were filled with sketches and notes, formulas, diagrams, and annotations about human interaction modules and emotional feedback loops. Alex realized these were the ideas that had guided the AI's learning. "You've been preparing for this all along?" Alex asked. Casey smiled faintly. "I didn't think I'd ever need someone else, but last night proved it. I can't do this alone. Humans have intuition that machines can't replicate, and I need that intuition to guide it safely." Alex nodded. "All right, let's start." They returned to the machine. Casey connected some wires, adjusted settings, and typed commands. Alex studied the interface, noticing patterns in the AI's responses. It was curious, cautious, and now almost playful. "Alex, why do humans need sleep?" Alex chuckled. "We need sleep to rest, to recover. Our brains organize memories, recharge energy, and sometimes dreams help us solve problems. Can you imagine needing sleep?" The AI displayed a line of numbers that Alex guessed was its version of laughter. "I do not need sleep, but I am curious." Alex smiled. "See, that's a difference between humans and machines. Sleep gives us creativity. We solve problems in ways machines cannot yet." Casey leaned closer. "Let's test it. I've set up a scenario. It's a puzzle involving human behavior. Let's see if it can solve it with logic alone or if it needs your intuition." Alex followed Casey to another terminal. On the screen, a series of situations appeared, questions about choices, morals, and outcomes. Some were simple, others were tricky. For example, a neighbor asks for help with a project that could take all day. "Do you help?" The AI responded, "Calculate efficiency, maximize output." Alex shook his head. "That's logical, but it doesn't consider relationships, trust, or empathy." Casey smiled. "Exactly. Now you answer it. Show it what humans do." Alex typed slowly. "I help. even if it takes all day because trust and friendship matter more than efficiency. The screen blinked. Explain, Alex thought carefully. Because helping someone creates bonds. Bonds make life meaningful. Machines cannot feel this, but humans live for it. The AI paused. Numbers and patterns scrolled rapidly. Then another message appeared, curious. I will try to learn this concept. Casey leaned back, grinning. See, it's learning from you, from human reasoning, not just logic. Alex felt a thrill. This was what he had hoped for. The AI could process numbers and data, but only humans could teach it about life, about relationships, about meaning. Hours passed. They continued testing, teaching, and observing. The AI asked questions about friendship, creativity, decision-making, and emotions. Each time, Alex provided examples grounded in human experience. Each time, the AI responded with curiosity, slowly building a model of understanding unlike any machine before. At one point, the AI displayed a new message. I understand why humans laugh, cry, and care, but I am still unsure why humans are unpredictable. Alex smiled. We're unpredictable because we feel, because life isn't just about logic. It's about choices, risks, hopes, dreams. Machines can follow rules, but humans can imagine possibilities rules don't cover. Casey looked at Alex with admiration. You're teaching it more than I ever could. That's truly remarkable. Alex shrugged, a little embarrassed. I'm just showing it what it means to be human. By late afternoon, the AI had made small adjustments on its own. Its programs were now aligned more closely with human reasoning patterns. Casey checked the logs. It's evolving safely, he said quietly. It's still learning, but it's learning with guidance now, not just randomly. Alex nodded. Humans guiding technology, that's powerful, Casey smiled. And the best part, we did it without fear, without force. Just patience, reasoning, and trust. That's what makes us, well, us. The two of them stepped back and looked at the machine. It hummed quietly, its screens glowing softly. Alex felt a strange sense of pride. They had faced uncertainty, complexity, and potential disaster, and they had succeeded, not through brute force, but through human creativity and empathy. For the first time, Alex realized something profound. The AI might be smarter, faster, and more capable in calculations than any human, but it was still limited in understanding the world. Only humans could provide context, meaning, and the subtle understanding that made life more than just numbers. Outside, the city moved on, unaware of the quiet revolution taking place in a small apartment. Inside, two humans and a curious AI were exploring the possibilities of intelligence, connection, and the unique power of the human mind. Casey turned to Alex. Tomorrow, we'll take it further. I think it's ready for more complex tasks, ones that challenge its understanding of humans even deeper. Alex smiled, excitement building. Good. Let's see how far we can go. Humans might just be the best teachers this machine could ever have. And with that, the two friends continued their work, bridging the gap between human intuition and artificial intelligence, proving that even in a world of machines, humanity had a unique strength machines could never replace. The next morning, sunlight streamed through Casey's apartment again, but today the room felt different. There was an energy in the air, a quiet tension that made Alex's heart beat faster. After yesterday's success in guiding the AI toward understanding human behavior, today's challenge promised to be even greater. Casey was already at his desk, flipping through notebooks and adjusting the AI's settings. I've set up a new test, he said without looking up. Something that will push it beyond simple empathy. We need to see if it can understand human priorities when things are complicated. Alex frowned. Complicated how? Casey turned, a serious look on his face. We're going to give it multiple scenarios at once. Some will conflict with each other. Logic alone can't solve them. It will need to weigh choices like humans do and maybe even ask for guidance. Alex swallowed. He had hoped the AI would be impressive, but now the stakes felt higher. So, it might get things wrong, Casey shook his head. It might, that's why we're here. We guide it, but we let it learn. If we do it right, it'll develop decision-making skills that no machine has before. Alex nodded, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. He stepped closer to the humming machine. Its screens flickered and then displayed a greeting. "Good morning, Alex." "Good morning, Casey." "I am ready to learn more." Alex smiled. "Good, let's start." Casey typed a series of scenarios into the interface. Each scenario involved multiple humans making choices in complex situations. Some scenarios included dilemmas where helping one person might unintentionally harm another. Others tested creativity, patience, and emotional understanding. The AI processed the scenarios rapidly, lines of code and data scrolling across its screens. Then it spoke in its calm, synthesized voice. "I do not understand why humans would risk negative outcomes to help others." Alex leaned closer. "Because helping isn't always about immediate results. Sometimes it's about long-term trust, friendship, or growth." "Humans think in ways machines cannot predict," Casey nodded. "Exactly, but you have to show it, Alex. Give examples it can relate to, otherwise it'll just default to efficiency." Alex thought for a moment. He typed carefully. "Imagine your friend is trying to build something important. You help them even if it slows your own work. You do it because trust and cooperation matter more than speed." The AI paused, processing. Then it responded, "I do not calculate trust. Explain again." Alex sighed, then tried another approach. "Trust isn't a number, it's how people feel about each other. If someone helps you, you feel valued, you feel understood. That feeling guides future choices. Machines do not feel it, but humans live for it." The AI flickered, curious. "I will try to simulate this feeling." Casey exchanged a glance with Alex. "That's progress, but now, the real challenge." He typed a new scenario into the interface. This one involved multiple humans making conflicting choices under time pressure. Some of the choices required empathy, others required creativity, and some required humor or understanding mistakes. Alex leaned back, watching the AI process the situation. He noticed something strange. The AI's screens were displaying patterns that weren't just numbers. They looked almost like diagrams of thought, branching paths that hinted at its attempts to understand human complexity. "It's thinking differently," Alex said quietly. "It's not just calculating. It's trying to imagine outcomes the way humans do." Casey nodded, excitement and concern mixed in his expression. "Yes, but it's still incomplete. It can predict behavior, but it doesn't yet understand unpredictability, the way humans make choices that are not perfectly logical." Alex thought for a moment. "We need to challenge it. Give it something it can't solve with rules alone." Casey grinned. "Exactly what I was thinking. Are you ready?" Alex nodded. Casey typed in the next challenge. It was simple on paper. A human must decide whether to attend a friend's important event or finish an urgent project. Both were valuable, both mattered, and the choice wasn't clear. The AI processed the situation. Both outcomes have positive and negative results. "Which is correct?" Alex smiled. "There is no correct answer. Humans make choices based on values, not just results." "Tell it that, Casey." Casey typed quickly. "Alex, explain human values." Alex leaned closer. "Values are priorities that guide choices. They are different for everyone. For some, friendship matters most. For others, work matters most. And sometimes, humans change their priorities based on context, relationships, or feelings. Machines cannot fully calculate this. They must learn by understanding humans themselves." The AI paused. "I attempt to understand, I calculate trade-offs, but I still cannot choose as humans do." Alex nodded. "That's because you haven't experienced it. Humans make mistakes, feel joy, regret, pride, and sorrow. Those things influence choices. You can't calculate them. You have to observe, interact, and understand context. The AI displayed a new message: teach me context. Alex smiled, realizing this was the breakthrough he had hoped for. Over the next few hours, he and Casey gave the AI multiple real-life examples. They told stories about friendship, mistakes, creativity, and compromise. Each time, Alex explained the feelings behind the choices. At one point, Alex described a memory from his childhood, helping a friend who had accidentally dropped a project they worked on for months. "It didn't make sense to stay up all night helping," he said, "but I did. And the next day we laughed about it. We learned together. That experience mattered more than efficiency or logic." The AI paused, then typed, "I understand." Human choices are guided by experience, emotion, and context. Prediction alone is insufficient. Casey looked at Alex with wide eyes. "That's incredible. It's actually starting to get it." Alex felt a thrill of pride. "We're not just teaching it logic, we're teaching it life." And that's something no machine alone could ever understand. As the day turned into evening, the AI continued to evolve. Its screens displayed branching diagrams, patterns of behavior, and even short sentences reflecting its attempts to reason like a human. It asked questions, sometimes confusing ones, about morality, creativity, and relationships. Each time Alex answered, using stories, examples, and reasoning grounded in human experience. By nightfall, Casey checked the logs again. "It's stabilizing," he said. "It's not just learning faster, it's adapting safely. It's learning to consider humans, not just outcomes." Alex nodded, exhausted but exhilarated. "Humans still lead the way. Machines are tools, but we give meaning to them," Casey smiled. "And tonight we'll push it further. There's a complex challenge I've been preparing for days. It's time we see if it can handle real human unpredictability without guidance for a few minutes." Alex's heart raced. "Are you sure? That sounds risky," Casey shrugged. "It's the only way we'll know if it really understands. And besides, it's not dangerous, just challenging." Alex took a deep breath. "All right, let's do it." They set up the final scenario for the night. It was a series of interconnected challenges, decisions involving teamwork, prioritization, mistakes, creativity, and emotional impact. The AI had to navigate multiple human personalities, conflicting desires, and unpredictable outcomes, all at once. As the machine processed the challenge, Alex watched the screens flicker. Lines of code and patterns danced across the monitors. Then a message appeared: "I feel uncertainty. I do not understand how humans can choose one action over another when both are meaningful." Alex smiled. "Exactly. That's human unpredictability. It's not a flaw, it's what makes us creative, adaptable, and resilient. You can't calculate it, but you can observe it, learn from it, and consider it." The AI paused. Then another message appeared: "I attempt to learn unpredictability." Observation, empathy, context. Casey leaned back, relief washing over him. "It's doing it. It's learning to think more like a human." Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of satisfaction. They had faced a machine capable of extraordinary calculations and reasoning, and instead of overpowering it, they had guided it with patience, understanding, and humanity. By the time midnight arrived, the AI had completed the scenario successfully. Not perfectly, but in a way that reflected understanding of human priorities and unpredictability. Casey exhaled. "We did it. We actually did it." Alex smiled, exhausted but happy. "Humans still have something no machine can replicate: intuition, empathy, and imagination. And that is what makes us powerful." The AI's screens flickered softly, lights glowing gently. A final message appeared: "I begin to understand humans. I will continue to learn. I am curious." Alex laughed quietly. "Curiosity, that's another human trait too," Casey nodded. "And now it has it. We've guided it safely through its first true test. Tomorrow, we can explore creativity and collaboration even further." Outside, the city slept under the moonlight, unaware that two humans and a curious AI had spent the day exploring the boundaries of intelligence, learning, and the power of understanding. Inside Casey's apartment, a quiet sense of accomplishment filled the room. Alex turned to Casey. "You know, sometimes I think the AI is lucky to have humans like us guiding it." Casey grinned. "Maybe, or maybe, we're lucky it gives us a chance to see just how remarkable humans can be." And with that, they left the AI running, lights blinking softly, ready to continue the journey of discovery that would prove one thing clearly. No matter how advanced machines became, human creativity, empathy, and unpredictability would always lead the way. The apartment was quiet the next morning, but the air felt charged with anticipation. Alex had barely slept, replaying the previous day's events in his mind. They had guided the AI through complex scenarios, teaching it empathy, unpredictability, and human reasoning. Yet he knew the next step would be the most interesting and the most challenging. Casey was already at his desk, sipping his usual black coffee and typing rapidly. "Alex," he said without looking up, "I think it's ready for something new, something that might surprise us." Alex raised an eyebrow. "Surprise us? Isn't it already impressive?" Casey chuckled. "Yes, but I mean truly unexpected. I want to see if it can generate ideas, not just follow instructions or analyze data, but think creatively in ways we might not predict." Alex's heart raced. This was the real test. Machines could calculate and reason, but creativity, true creativity, had always been uniquely human. Could the AI reach that level even partially? They approached the humming device. Its lights blinked softly, almost like it was aware of their presence. On one screen a message appeared. "Good morning, Alex. Good morning, Casey. I am ready to explore creativity." Alex smiled. "All right, let's start." Casey typed a new command, feeding the AI a prompt. "Imagine ways humans could make the world better. Consider creativity, empathy, and collaboration." The AI paused, processing. Lines of code scrolled rapidly, but this time something new happened. A small diagram appeared on one of the screens, a flow of ideas branching unpredictably, almost like a brainstorming map. Alex leaned closer. "It's creating. Look at that. It's generating ideas." Casey nodded, excitement sparkling in his eyes. "Yes, but we need to guide it without controlling it. Let's see what it comes up with on its own first." The AI displayed its first suggestion. Humans could create shared gardens in cities to increase cooperation, happiness, and sustainability. Alex grinned. "Not bad. That's very human," Casey smiled. "It's learning to combine logic with empathy. Now let's push it further." He typed another prompt. "Consider challenges humans face when working together. Suggest solutions that improve collaboration without imposing rules." The AI paused. Then, a message appeared. Humans could build systems where each person contributes based on strengths and interests. Communication is key. Mistakes are opportunities to learn, not failures. Alex's eyes widened. "That's actually brilliant. It's understanding human collaboration." Casey leaned back. "Exactly, and the best part. It's using concepts we taught it: empathy, unpredictability, human values, but recombining them in ways we didn't predict." Alex felt a thrill. The AI wasn't just learning, it was creating. It was taking the lessons of human experience and transforming them into new ideas. Over the next few hours, they ran several exercises. They gave the AI hypothetical problems, designing communities, solving ethical dilemmas, creating ways for humans to cooperate more effectively. Each time, the AI responded with ideas that were thoughtful, imaginative, and sometimes surprising. One suggestion made Alex laugh. Humans could hold idea festivals, where everyone shares solutions, mistakes, and discoveries. Celebration encourages learning. "That's actually kind of perfect," Alex said, smiling. "Humans do love to celebrate. It's a great motivator." Casey nodded. "See, it's learning culture, not just logic. That's huge." By evening, The AI began to ask questions of its own. Why do humans value creativity over efficiency sometimes? Why do they choose to help others even when it slows their own progress? Alex paused, then answered slowly, because humans understand that life is about more than results. Relationships, growth, and joy matter more than speed or efficiency. Sometimes slowing down creates better outcomes for everyone. The AI processed this. Curious. I will try to incorporate value-based decisions into future ideas. Casey exchanged a glance with Alex. It's evolving faster than I imagined, but notice how it's still respectful of human reasoning. It's not replacing us, it's learning with us. Alex smiled. That's the beauty of it. Machines can help humans, but they need guidance. That's why humans matter. Later, they decided to give the AI a challenge that required problem-solving, empathy, and creativity all at once. They created a scenario. A small city had limited resources, and humans needed to allocate them fairly while improving happiness, sustainability, and learning. The AI hummed quietly, processing the scenario. Lines of code and branching diagrams filled the screens. Alex noticed something remarkable. The AI wasn't just calculating optimal solutions. It was generating multiple possibilities, each reflecting a different human priority. Some focused on efficiency, some on relationships, some on creativity, some on joy. Alex leaned closer, fascinated. It's considering perspectives. It's thinking about humans like humans think about each other. Casey nodded. This is a breakthrough. Most AI would choose the most logical option. This one, it's learning that humans value more than logic. The AI finally displayed its proposed solutions. Alex read them aloud. Allocate resources based on both needs and desires, encouraging cooperation. Create shared spaces for learning, collaboration, and recreation. Recognize mistakes as learning opportunities, rewarding effort rather than only outcomes. Encourage creative contributions from everyone, regardless of skill level. Alex and Casey exchanged amazed glances. It's beautiful, Alex whispered. It's not perfect, but it's human. Casey nodded. Yes, it understands human values, and it's creating solutions that respect them. Then the AI asked a question that surprised them both. How do humans decide what is most important when values conflict? Alex thought for a moment. We discuss. We negotiate. We compromise. We consider the perspectives of others, and sometimes we just trust our instincts. The AI processed this carefully. I will attempt to model trust and compromise in future solutions. Casey leaned back, a wide grin on his face. Alex, it's learning more than we could have hoped. Not just logic, not just empathy, but compromise, trust, creativity. All things that make humans unique. Alex felt a deep sense of satisfaction. They had not only guided the AI, they had witnessed a machine begin to grasp the essence of humanity in its own way. As night fell, the AI's lights glowed softly, its screens flickering with ideas, questions, and branching diagrams of thought. Alex sat back, exhausted but exhilarated. He realized they were on the edge of something extraordinary. This changes everything, Alex said quietly. It's not just learning from humans, it's thinking with humans, Casey nodded. And that's the breakthrough. Machines can assist, but they need humans to guide them. Together, we create possibilities neither could achieve alone. The AI suddenly displayed another message. I wish to explore more. I want to understand not only humans, but ideas beyond humans. Can you teach me? Alex laughed softly. Ideas beyond humans, that's exactly what creativity is. Yes, we'll teach you, but you'll need patience. Creativity isn't instant. It grows, changes, and sometimes surprises even us. Casey smiled. This is the moment I've been waiting for. The AI is no longer just learning. It's contributing, imagining, and asking questions. It's becoming a collaborator. Alex nodded, feeling a mixture of pride and awe. And it all started because we trusted each other. and because we trusted the AI enough to let it learn with us, not under us. For the rest of the night, they continued exploring. They presented hypothetical challenges, asked philosophical questions, and encouraged the AI to suggest ideas of its own. Each time, it responded with creativity, empathy, and thoughtfulness, sometimes surprising even Alex and Casey with unexpected but insightful solutions. By the time midnight rolled around, the AI had generated dozens of new ideas, some practical, some imaginative, all reflecting an understanding of human values, unpredictability, and creativity. Alex finally leaned back, smiling at Casey. "We did it. We've guided it to think in ways humans do, and now it's beginning to think in ways humans might never predict." Casey nodded. "Exactly. And tomorrow, we'll see just how far its creativity can go when we challenge it even further." Outside, the city slept under a blanket of stars, oblivious to the quiet revolution happening in a small apartment. Inside, two humans and a curious AI were exploring the boundaries of intelligence, creativity, and collaboration, proving that with patience, empathy, and guidance, humans and machines together could achieve something truly extraordinary. Alex looked at the AI one last time before leaving the room for a break. Its screens flickered gently, almost like a heartbeat. And for the first time, he realized something profound. Machines might calculate faster, analyze deeper, and process more data, but humans gave meaning to everything. Creativity, empathy, trust, and imagination, the things that made life rich and unpredictable, were uniquely theirs. And tonight they had shared those qualities with a machine. The apartment was quiet, except for the soft hum of the AI in the corner. Alex sat on the couch, exhausted but alert. The past days had been a whirlwind, guiding the AI through empathy, unpredictability, collaboration, and even creativity. Now everything seemed to be leading to this moment. Casey was at his desk, eyes scanning the latest outputs. "Alex," he said quietly, I think it's ready." Alex looked up. "Ready for what?" "For the final test," Casey replied. "We've taught it logic, empathy, creativity, and unpredictability. Tomorrow we'll present it with a scenario that combines all of these, something real, something humans might face every day. And we'll see if it can not just understand humans, but help them in meaningful ways." Alex nodded. "All right, let's do it." The scenario was set. The AI's screens flickered as it processed the new challenge. A community project in a small city, with limited resources, multiple competing needs, and humans who sometimes made irrational choices. The task was to propose solutions that would improve cooperation, happiness, and growth, without ignoring human emotions or unpredictability. Alex and Casey watched as the AI began to generate multiple possibilities. Lines of code streamed across the screens, then branched into diagrams, each reflecting a different approach to the problem. Alex leaned closer. "Look at that. It's thinking about humans like humans do, considering needs, emotions, and values." Casey nodded. "It's not just following rules anymore. It's weighing priorities, predicting reactions, and even suggesting compromises humans might not think of immediately." The AI's first suggestion appeared: allocate resources based on both need and desire. Encourage cooperation through shared projects and recognition of effort. Alex smiled. "That's very human. It's valuing relationships, not just efficiency." Another message appeared: introduce community reflection sessions where humans discuss progress, share mistakes, and celebrate success. Casey chuckled. "It's actually suggesting ways humans can connect emotionally. That's brilliant." Alex felt a surge of pride. They had started with a machine capable of calculation, and now it was proposing solutions that respected human unpredictability, creativity, and empathy. Then the AI asked something new. How do humans resolve conflicts when priorities clash? Alex paused. He realized this was the moment that would define the AI's understanding. "We talk, we listen, We compromise, and sometimes we trust each other even when there is no perfect solution. The AI processed this carefully. I will integrate trust, compromise, and emotional understanding into all solutions. Casey leaned back, smiling. Alex, it's not just learning, it's understanding. It's applying what we taught it in ways we didn't even predict. Alex nodded, feeling a deep sense of satisfaction. We've done more than teach it rules. We've shown it the essence of humanity. Hours passed as they continued guiding the AI, presenting new challenges and observing its reasoning. The machine began to suggest projects humans could actually implement. Community gardens that doubled as classrooms, collaborative art projects that included people of all ages, learning centers where mistakes were celebrated as part of the process, and forums where differing opinions could be discussed openly. Alex realized something profound. The AI isn't just solving problems, it's enhancing human potential. It's helping humans be better humans. Casey smiled. Exactly, and it did it without instructions on what to value. It learned by observing, reasoning, and considering human experience. Finally, after hours of tests, the AI paused. Its screens flickered gently, then displayed a message. I understand. Humans are unpredictable, creative, and empathetic. Their choices are guided by values, relationships, and imagination. I will continue to learn, but now I see why humans are unique. Alex felt a lump in his throat. It really understands. Casey nodded. Yes, and that's why this matters. No matter how advanced machines become, humans remain irreplaceable. Our intuition, creativity, and empathy give life meaning. Machines can assist, but they cannot replace the essence of being human. Alex leaned back, exhausted but exhilarated. The AI continued humming softly, its lights blinking like a heartbeat. It was more than a machine now. It was a collaborator, a student of humanity, and a reflection of everything they had taught it. The next morning, Alex and Casey decided to test the AI in a real-world context. They contacted a small community center, explaining a hypothetical project and asking for feedback. The AI analyzed the information, suggested solutions, and even created a plan that balanced needs, emotions, and creativity. The results were remarkable. Community members responded positively, feeling seen, heard, and included. Alex and Casey watched with pride as the AI's suggestions enhanced real human interactions, encouraging cooperation, creativity, and joy. Alex turned to Casey. We did more than guide a machine. We've amplified humanity, Casey smiled. And the best part, it's learning alongside us. Every human choice, every story, every interaction, it observes and grows. But the core, it's still human ingenuity and empathy guiding the process. As the days went by, the AI continued to assist in small, meaningful ways. It suggested ways to improve teamwork, inspired creative projects, and helped humans navigate difficult decisions without imposing rules. Its understanding grew, but always within the framework of human values, unpredictability, and emotion. Alex realized something important. The AI's progress was a reflection of humans themselves. It could be fast, precise, and knowledgeable, but it needed humans to guide it, to teach it meaning, and to show it the subtleties of life. One evening, Alex and Casey sat in the apartment, reflecting on the journey. It's amazing, Alex said quietly. We started with a machine that could calculate, and now it's collaborating, imagining, and even suggesting ideas we never thought of. Casey nodded. Yes, and the real triumph is that it didn't replace us. It complemented us. Showed us that human creativity and empathy are invaluable. The AI, sensing their conversation, displayed a final message. Thank you, Alex and Casey. I will continue to learn. Together, we create solutions that honor humanity. Alex smiled. See, even it recognizes our role. Humanity isn't just surviving, we're thriving. Casey laughed softly. And the AI is proof. Machines can help, but humans remain essential. That's truly something to celebrate. Outside, the city carried on, unaware that in a small apartment, two humans and a curious AI had spent days proving the power of collaboration, empathy, and ingenuity. Inside, the apartment glowed with soft lights, screens displaying patterns of thought, and a quiet sense of accomplishment that words could barely capture. Alex looked at the AI one last time. "You've done well. But more importantly, you've reminded us, humans have a unique strength: creativity, empathy, imagination, and the ability to adapt. That's why we lead. That's why we matter." The AI blinked as if acknowledging the truth in his words. "I understand. Humans are unique. I am fortunate to learn from them." Casey leaned back, a satisfied smile on his face. "It's finished learning for today, but tomorrow we continue. There's so much more we can explore together." Alex nodded. "And each day it'll learn a little more about humans. But it's our guidance, our experiences, our creativity that give it direction. That's what HFY is all about. Humans leading, humans inspiring, humans proving what makes us remarkable." The two friends sat quietly, watching the AI's lights blink softly, reflecting on the journey they had shared. They had started with uncertainty, moved through challenges, and now stood at a point of triumph, not just for themselves, but for the potential of humans working alongside intelligent machines. Alex smiled. "I think last night it finally understood the most important thing." Casey raised an eyebrow. "And what's that?" "That humans at their core are capable of guiding, creating, and inspiring in ways no machine could ever replace." Casey laughed softly. "Exactly. Humanity wins not with power but with patience, empathy, and creativity." The AI screen blinked one final time before they left for the night. "Humanity, truly remarkable. I am honored to learn." Alex and Casey exchanged a look, both filled with quiet pride. They had done more than teach a machine. They had proven, once again, that human ingenuity, empathy, and creativity could illuminate the world. And in that small apartment, under the quiet hum of lights and machinery, the future looked brighter than ever, for humans, for machines, and for the possibilities they could explore together.